How are we going, everybody? I'm just back out in the orchard having a look at my peach and nectarine trees. We treated these about a week ago for aphids and leaf curl. These are the ones that I ignored during winter or autumn winter to spray. The reason I'm back out here is, obviously to look at them, but also bring the topic back up again because it's been a hot topic now with aphids and leaf curl, and a lot of people seem to have missed the previous little segments I've done on controlling it and treating it. On how to stop it from getting to this extent, and what to do if you haven't treated your tree for leaf curl during the autumn-winter period. Yes, you need to treat it. You can't ignore it. So yes, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I don't get you all watching at the same time every day, which is okay. But if you need to do something, you've got to do it now. You can't leave it any longer. These are the trees that I showed you in the past that were completely decimated with leaf curl. It's pretty bare now. That's because I've picked off all the infected leaves. And you don't leave them on the ground. Burn them. Yes, you pick them off. Yes, you tip prune if you need to. And yes, you spray your tree. Look, there's a lot of fruit on this, and I'm hoping it keeps it, but I need the warm weather to kick in. It's gone back to winter. I really don't know if we're going to have a proper spring here, folks. I know it's going to warm up in a couple of days to 24, 25, but it's going to plummet back down again to 10 and 12 and 9 degrees and 2 at night. So the trees are struggling, and some of the tip burning that you notice is from the frost. It's from the cold. They're so tender. Look at that. So tender, so delicate. That's tip burning, frost burn, cold weather. Now, you can't do anything about that. You can try and cover your trees, but if you've got an orchard, well, how are you going to cover that? Now, this tree was sprayed for, if I'm not mistaken, for leaf curl. For aphids. This had aphids, and I've taken off all the leaf curl from the plant. Actually, no, I did spray it also for leaf curl. So I've used the disease control pack because I can see leftovers here. So you can see the little the residue there of the spray. So this tree's been treated for both, and it needs to be treated again. It's not something you can do once and you think you've solved the problem, folks. It needs to be applied fortnightly at least to control it, because you've got new leaves coming up, and if you get tip burning, it's because you're not mixing it right, and that's not from the weather, that is. But if you are going to have cold weather like we are, it will be the weather that knocks out the new growth on it too. But look, they're pretty resilient, the plants, if you don't do anything at all. And I've got, I won't say hundreds, but close to it, emails coming in about leaf curl, and even plum trees with leaf curl on it. Now, I know that plum trees can get affected by sap-sucking insects that causes the leaves to curl. I'm not sure, it's not the blistering type of leaf curl that plum trees get on as what you get on your peach and nectarine tree, but nevertheless, that needs to be taken care of as well. They get folded up really bad, all the new growth. Mine ones, luckily, so far I haven't noticed. I haven't paid attention on the large one, but nevertheless, if you're going to spray your plum trees, use a natural oil-based spray to control it. Make your own. The ones that I used here was my homebrew insecticide. 1 litre of water, a teaspoon or up to a tablespoon if you like of chili, garlic, oil, turmeric and some soap. Give it a good shake and agitate it well while you're spraying the plant. Spray it early in the morning, not on a hot day. If you're in a different part of Australia where it's really warm or hot, do not spray it at the heat of the day, Spray it early in the morning. And again, the disease control pack. I can't stress how important it is. And I did receive some wonderful emails thanking me and showing them on a wonderful tree that's finally come to fruit. It's loaded with fruit. Yes, lots of nectarines. And it's the first time it's had it in years, and that's because we've been treating it. And I'll keep you up to date on when to spray it, but in the meantime, go to your tree, take off the infected leaves, burn them, spray your tree if you've got aphids. And the other one about aphids, you may spray today and you think it's not working. That's because you've got so many on there, and the spray needs to be drenched on the tree, and sometimes they reinfest pretty quickly as well. A natural-based insecticide has a short withholding period or residual on it. So you may spray it today, and within 3 days, that insecticide's its ability to work diminishes quite rapidly. After 3 days, the tree becomes vulnerable again because the insecticide breaks down quite quickly. So you need to spray it again. Now, maybe 3 days is too often, but at least every 5 to 7 days, you should reapply it. And don't be deterred if you sprayed it and you walked away and you've gone back a day or later and they're still alive on it. Get out there and take them off by hand as well. Sometimes they develop a resistance with these home brews, and you don't want to use a chemical. You're better off with a home brew. And the other one is pruning. The first call of action, if you need to do something that's destroying your tree, is to prune. Like I said, take the leaves off. If you've got dieback on the branches, prune them again. Now I've got the anvil and I've got the bypass. Pick your favourite. I reckon one of each is great because you've got the thicker branches and the more delicate cuts. Metho, so important to always spray your tools before you cut. So important to spray your tools before you cut them, to make sure you keep them sterilised. Not between each cut on the same tree, but rather from one tree to the other. If you've got a disease or a virus in one tree, you don't want to spread it to the next plant. So spray your tools, anvil pruners for large branches down here below like that. Cuts it with ease, effortlessly, folks, effortlessly. These are all dead branches, and no, I'm not doing a pruning session now. And for the delicate branches or leaves and the more soft wood, the bypass. Nice and simple, tip pruning, and always the blade facing in to the centre of the tree so you can get a nice clean cut. Now, check it all out on our website. If you need anything like our disease control pack that's going really cheap, you get some free gloves as well with it, so you don't have to handle it with your bare hands. And the tools, folks, we've got a huge special on all our cutting tool range at VasilisGarden.com. Lowies, anvil or bypass, these are my favourite at the moment, and we've got some bargain price great secateurs from Ryset that you could also buy for those, once a week, once a month pruners out there. It's all available at VasilisGarden.com. From me, Vasili, Maresi.